We're hearing they're interested in Fofana and Dumfries, Gab. What can you tell us about that?
So the Dumfries thing has been kind of on and off. Obviously, they were talking to Inter daily over Lukaku. Inter still have certain. They do need to raise some money to help balance the books, or they certainly would like to. He's not the only player that they have that's available to sell. And I think at this point, Simone Inzaghi was told, no, Dumfries is staying. We were going to do the deal earlier if we were going to do it. But obviously, everybody has its price. The one thing I wonder about if I'm Denzel Dumfries is, do I want to go to Chelsea where, Reece James is there? And I'm not going to beat out Reece James or starting spot unless maybe the plan long term is to turn Reece James into a center back if they can't sign one. Fofana, they've been looking at him even since before he signed for Leicester. Obviously, he had that horrific leg break, played a couple games at the end of last season. They are getting a little bit desperate, and it's never good to try to negotiate from a position of desperation, especially when you have, Brendan Rodgers and Leicester saying, no, he's not for sale. And from Leicester's perspective, by the way, it probably makes sense not to sell Fofana because, this is a guy who looked to be one of the best young center backs around, and you want him to show that he can have another season like that. And then maybe if you are going to sell him a year from now for really, really big money.
How difficult is it, Frank, to get these defenders, whoever comes in, to gel quickly ahead of the start of the new season?
Well, it's always a bet that you make because you never know how the guy is going to settle down. And for Fofana, it's a tricky situation. Yeah, you want to get a young player. Yeah, of course, a promising player. And I've been the first one to tell to everyone that I think is one of the best. He's going to be one of the best central defender in the world. But now to say that you have to spend almost something like $100 million to get him, where the guy is not even international, only played for Saint Etienne and Leicester, got injured like a year ago. Even if he's been absolutely fantastic, it's difficult to say, okay, we're going to spend that amount of money. For the players, he plays for Leicester. He has a bright future, and he knows that Koulibaly just signed. Thiago Silva is there. Chalobah is still there. So where I'm going to be put in that situation? There was going to be a rotation system. How many games I'm going to play? Well, I don't know if I want to take that bet. I don't know if I want to come, if I'm not sure to play. Where I'm going to play for Leicester. Of course, it's not Chelsea, but at least I'm going to play and show to the world. But at worst, he may be signed for a club who's going to secure me a spot, a better spot than Chelsea can be able to do.
Go on, Gab.
No, I was just going to say, flip side of that is if you're Wesley Fofana, if you have the humility to recognize you're still young and you're coming back, I appreciate the point about the minutes, but if you get to train every day with Koulibaly and Thiago Silva, who are two of the very best defenders in the business, I think you have a lot to learn and you can grow into it. And I think that would be the message that Tuchel's sending. But it's a very tough spot to be in, especially when you have a manager like Tuchel, where he tries to do sophisticated things on the pitch, and these take time. They need to be practiced on the training pitch. You need to have chemistry, both in your defensive movements and your attacking movements. And he just hasn't had that time, and right now, they're not gelling.
If Fofana goes to Chelsea, he's off his head.
Right.
The kid's not ready.
Right.
He's not. He burst onto the scene, you could say. But he's not anywhere close to being the finished article. Okay. His biggest problem is his starting position.
Right.
And, Gab's not wrong in saying that if you're going to be training with Silva and Koulibaly every day, it's not going to be good for you. Yes, it is. But I'll tell you what, playing for Leicester week in and week out, even while you're making mistakes, you're going to learn quicker and eventually you're going to be the finished article. You ain't going to do that at Chelsea if you're not playing regularly. He needs to play regularly.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.